Hello, EvoPod listeners and viewers. Welcome back again to EvoPod. I'm your host, SK,
I'm your co-host Ruben.
and today we're going to talk about proteins. So, not one of the, it's very important, actually. It's the
Yeah,
only macro that we all are very concerned about.
more so than even the energy-giving ones,
What?
like carbs and fats. We're putting more emphasis on protein than even the energy-giving ones like carbs and fat.
Yeah, fats.
We're looking at the building blocks for muscle.
Building blocks muscle because it is important actually because
Yeah,
one thing is it's very hard to hit protein because
yes,
the culture of our diet, the food selection that we have in our country, Malaysia, everything is based
mm,
on protein. Sorry, everything is based on carbs.
fat, not even carbs, fat.
Yeah, fat. So that's why it's very hard for us to hit the protein intake. That's why we always emphasize, okay, focus on protein, focus on protein, focus on protein. So
It's
how
not
do
because we are. It's not because we're actually saying carbs and fat are not important. It's just that
yeah
we know that our Malaysia is kind
yeah
of shitty in providing us with proper protein sources.
because it's very easy to hit carbs and fat, right? You just go and sit in a restaurant, you
Yeah.
just order a roti canai, it's already fat and
It
carbs.
already hits your like 60
Most
to
of your
70% of your
uh,
fat intake already.
yeah, that's right. So it's very convenient. You drink one cup of Nescafe or Milo, cups, finish. And chewing if I'm not missing, chewing protein intake, protein is much more harder than carbs.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
because protein is filling, right? So it's very hard to eat a lot of protein. So, like for example, if my intake is like I'm around 180 gram of protein intake, for example.
Same lah, bro.
Yeah, but if I'm bulking, right? If I'm on surplus, I won't take that much of protein. I will just around take 140 gram, 150 gram. It's quite good today. Actually. It's quite
Yeah,
enough.
because you're taking a lot more carbs and fat, but
Yeah,
especially
and
more carbs. So that will actually give her that what protein sparing effect.
yeah, true. And if let's say because protein itself is very filling and you're finding it hard to hit your calorie intake for the day, right? You can
Mm.
always reduce the protein intake and then increase your carbs and fat. And people ask, oh, well, will I lose some muscle? Then no, you won't because you're on surplus. When you're in
Another
surplus,
thing is if you actually give consistent stimulus, you're not going
yeah,
to lose muscle that easy.
yeah.
There's no way you're going to lose muscle that
So
easy.
because losing muscle is more complicated than one way, just like building muscle.
Yeah.
What builds muscle is the one going to keep your muscle. So this the rule actually. So that's how what you have to follow. The protein intake obviously builds the muscle, and you have to obviously give a reason for the muscle building. You have to do assistant training, muscle building training.
Yeah.
The how much protein you should take. Normally, this is a typical intake like 1 gram per pound or 1 to 2 gram times your kgs. So this kind of like formula is like basic formula. But people are very like if I'm taking 180 gram, okay, the calculator shows 180 gram or 200 gram protein. So I have to hit the amount of protein that I have to take. No,
And
it's not.
and bro, is even 1 gram of protein that necessary for a like if you're a bodybuilder, then one and
Yes,
above two and all that is very necessary,
yes,
especially when you're bulking. I mean, not even bulking lah. When you're cutting and all that to
yeah,
maintain
to
the
maintain the
muscle
muscle
mass,
mass. Yeah,
you'll be taking more protein. But when it comes to like normal everyday person, right? A person who just wants to be fit or just wants to lose some weight and all that, you don't need that much also. I think half a
yes,
gram of
obviously,
protein
protein is
per
more than
pound
enough.
of body weight is enough, right?
Yeah, it's enough actually
But a lot
because
of people don't understand that.
it depends on the intensity of the volume that you're going to put on your muscle. So
Yeah,
how much your body is recovering on the particular volume that you put under your body. Like if athletic wise we put a lot of pressure on the muscle, you need protein stocks to recover. And not all the protein that you consume is going to use for muscle building.
Yeah.
Enzyme secretion use protein, hair growth use protein.
Yes.
There are tons of
Yeah, we
hormone
have hair.
activities. Yeah, there's a lot of activities that in your body are going to use the protein. Not all the 100 gram, the 200 gram protein that you're going to take is not all you're not going to use to build the muscle block. So only like 40% or 50%.
And okay, just to put it out there, all three macronutrients give energy. If
Yes.
you're less if you have less carbs, less fat than protein, your protein is going to then necessary for your body to do your daily activities. Your protein is going to supply you with enough energy to actually do the daily activities.
Yeah,
It's how you
people.
balance out
Hmm.
for your daily activities.
You can we can take the keto dieters for example. They don't take carbs, but they take fat and protein, but they still have the
Yes.
energy because of the calorie intake that they take. Obviously, your body will utilize. For example, if have you seen keto dieters? Their muscle is full.
Mhm.
Also, you cannot say the muscle is not full. How the muscle is full if there is no carbs? If doesn't turn to glycogen and goes into your muscle, so how the body utilize the macros? That's because body have the capability to break down the amino acid to convert to glycogen. Actually,
Mhm.
body can do
And
that.
okay,
Actually, it's the need of the body.
he's
If
saying this. He's saying this after a prolonged period of actually being in ketosis. It's
yeah,
not just like 1 week
1 week or
and
two
then
week.
you're like looking full and all that stuff, because
No,
at that period your body is still going to be trying to readjust itself to
yeah.
work under ketosis.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
if the body is under ketosis, it's going to take some time for the body to like utilize the amino acid to be glycogen. If I'm not mistaken, the cycle name is called Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle is quite complicated.
Mm.
The Krebs cycle is quite complicated. If I'm not mistaken, Krebs cycle. Yeah. So this is how the body reacts towards like if the body always utilizes whatever it has as long as to make you survive. That's the main function of the body
Yes.
actually. Yeah, the body is
Survive,
very
reproduce.
yeah.
Survive,
So what
reproduce.
reproduce. That's the main goal that the body have actually. Your body don't know that you have to watch a TV at 9 o'clock p.m. No, your body
Drama,
knows
drama, drama.
your body knows how to survive. That's the main. That's the beauty of the body, human body actually. The body always adapts towards the environment that you have surrounded yourself with. Like you give the body resistant training, the body builds muscle so that your body can push the load again the next time you push the same weight. Like if you bench press 10 kg, your body builds muscle so that your body can push the 10 kg again. You see
Yes.
you see the process here because the body want to survive. That's the main goal of the body actually.
And that's why progressive overload, even the smallest bit of extra stimulus,
Yeah,
even one rep, okay, why one rep? Like even half rep is still going to take it slightly harder, slightly more
yes.
difficult than even what you were doing before.
Yeah.
And coming back to protein, in earlier I said that it was the building blocks for muscle. It's not just the building blocks. I would say that the main thing for protein is recovery, right?
Yeah, recovery. Because if you want to push yourself in the gym on the next session, right? So once you hit for the first session, you already destroyed your chest. So your chest is damn bloody pumped.
Yes.
So after a few days, you want to push the same amount of intensity again. You need recovery. For that, you need protein for your recovery. So this is the cycle. Training, protein, recover, and then you push back again, training, recover. So the circle is like circulating all the time so that you can continuously build muscle. And you cannot expect to stop providing your body to not giving protein people think how, they build muscle for a specific time, and then they think that the body will keep the particular muscle and then will continue again to build muscle. Not exactly, it doesn't happen like that actually, because as long as you don't give the proper stimulus for the body to keep the muscle or build the muscle, the body won't need it. The body keeps only what it needs. People have to understand this.
Yeah.
The body only keeps what it needs to survive, just like we talked previously. So if you don't give enough stimulus for the body to build muscle continuously and giving protein continuously, obviously the body not going to keep the amount of muscle. So the body don't need that much of muscle, right? To walk, you
Just,
don't.
just to put it simply, if you're doing resistance training your entire life, you've gone to your peak of aesthetics or bodybuilding or whatever you want to call it, lah. And after that, you decide, okay, I don't feel like doing bodybuilding anymore. I want to start doing marathon. You are not going to maintain that same muscle mass, that
Yes,
same physique when you become a marathon runner, because your body doesn't need that much muscle. In
yeah,
fact, it thinks that much weight, that much muscle mass
yeah.
is a hindrance when you're doing a marathon.
The
So it
body,
breaks it down.
yeah, like if the environmental stimulus that you give, right? That's why, like marathon, you run a lot, obviously, and then you'll be using more fast twitch muscle. Marathon slow twitch muscle, right? Yeah, slow twitch muscle. So obviously the body going to use the amount of muscle only that you're going to use for the particular marathon. If you're going to use, for example, one kg of muscle to squat, you are not going to use 1 kg of muscle to run marathon, maybe 100 grams muscle. So,
That's a
or
lot of
200,
difference, by the
yeah,
way.
200
That's
grams
a
of.
lot of difference.
That's why that's why that's the misconception of muscle loss also. Like they said, if you do cardio, I think you it will make your muscle break down. No, exactly. Actually, it's more complicated than that. The you don't have enough protein. You lose weight fast, and then you cannot keep up with your strength training. These are the things that going to make you to lose muscle, not the cardio itself. You include cardio, it's going to expand your energy more higher and faster. So that's why you tend to lose, because you expend more calories in cardio compared to strength training.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the
And
reason.
another thing, just to put it there, lah, because in case I forget to ask in the next time we're actually talking about cardio, a lot of people think that 30 minutes of cardio, say some people, they go for 30 minutes run and all that stuff, right? 30 minutes, 40 minutes, stuff like that. A lot of people think that 30 minutes run, as in one whole 30 minutes, is a lot different than 10 minutes I run in the morning, 10 minutes I run in the afternoon, or 10 minutes I run in the evening.
It's the same thing.
Or it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
The energy expenditure throughout is still
Hmm.
going to be the same. It's
Okay.
not going to be like just because 30 minutes there is going to burn extra calories.
No. If let's say you walk for 1 hour, you burn 500 calories, and then you run for you burn 500 calories. 500 calorie burn, 500 calorie burn, same exact thing. You know what's the difference here? The endurance level that you provide to your lungs, the VO max,
Hmm.
the VO max
Yes.
lung capacity that you provide is the only thing here different.
Hmm.
And the way you train your muscle, obviously, is a different thing there, because you're training your body to run one marathon than walking. Walking requires less intensity than marathon, right? So that's the only thing that's a difference actually. But the calorie burn, 500 calorie, 500 calorie, same, no different. But obviously, marathon is going to improve your lung capacity compared to your walking, right? So, but the calorie burn is the same thing. Same like strength training
Run a
also.
marathon.
Same thing for the goes to strength training also. Strength training, you burn like maybe let's say 500 calorie for 2 hours of weightlifting. It's the same thing as a marathon. But the thing is, you build muscle here. You don't build muscle here. And why we push to do strength training is muscle requires more calories in order for it to function.
Yes.
So people with higher muscle mass tend to have difficulties in accumulating fats compared to those who don't train strengthening but just lose fat.
Okay, just to put it into context, okay, let me just correct me if I'm wrong, lah, bro.
Hmm.
I would say that muscle building, when you're doing the exercise itself, you're not burning that much calories. But
Yeah,
exercise, as in weight training, resistance
yeah,
training, you're not
yeah.
burning that
Obviously,
much
yeah,
calories.
true, true.
But the fact that you actually gain more muscle along across the period,
Hmm.
the energy needed to actually maintain the muscle is what burns more calories.
Yes, true.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
Yes, but the difference is not actually. It requires a lot of years for the training. It takes years to be there, obviously,
Yeah.
but obviously it's going to take some years for you. Like if you gain some muscle and then you require to consume more energy for the muscle to. You want to build muscle,
Think of
obviously.
it this way, lah.
Yeah,
Think of it this way, lah. You look at yourself in the mirror. You want more shape than just a saggy old bag.
yeah. Ruben changed that mindset. That's why he looks like this now. If not, he'll be damn skinny just running on the treadmill.
I want shape.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, like protein and எங்கேயோ போயிட்டோம். So
அதான்
yeah,
அதான் எங்கேயோ போயிட்டோம்.
protein. We were talking just about the protein. So protein requires to build the box. So there are some myths like obviously protein will make damage your kidney. No, it doesn't damage your kidney. Obviously, there's no strong evidence or any kind of thing. In fact, you
And if
when
you
you
and if you follow a proper diet, I mean, as
hmm,
in like not diet and all that stuff. Like if you have like all the necessary
proportion,
micronutrients and all
yeah,
that on your plate
hmm.
throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout your bloody lifetime, you're definitely not going to have all these kind of problems unless your DNA is shit.
You don't want to like yeah protein. Okay, like obviously, and in fact, you need more protein if you age more actually to keep up with
Yes,
the muscle mass so that you
that's the
don't degenerate that much. And you have to eat like 30 gram of protein. Only your body only can absorb 30 gram. No, it doesn't, because your body obviously absorb all the protein that it needs, and then it excretes the unwanted one. Obviously, the protein it doesn't matter protein, carbs, or fat. Obviously, and it excretes through the accumulation of the fat. So when it doesn't use, so this happens in the body. The body always regulates itself. You can eat for 50 gram of protein in one sitting, or 60 gram, or 100 gram itself also. If you are capable of eating 100 gram of protein in one sitting, just go ahead. 100 gram of
challenge you to
protein.
eat 200 grams of chicken breast. That's only 60 grams of protein.
So
200 grams of chicken breast. Steamed chicken breast. I friggin' challenge you.
damn hard to eat that much of protein in one sitting. So it doesn't matter as long as you hit your overall protein intake. It should be okay. Yeah, but yes, obviously there is like if you want to increase your muscle protein synthesis (MPS), obviously people will ask you to eat more frequently on the protein. Like you segregate protein throughout your days, like 4 to 5 meals. One serving, one sitting you are eating at 30 gram protein, 25 to 30 gram of protein, or 40 gram will improve your MPS protein muscle protein synthesis, resulting in better muscle recovery. But this is like
Another
very
myth.
small percentage. No, not myth. It's very small percentage.
I mean, another myth is don't eat too much protein before you go to bed. I mean,
No,
don't eat protein before you go to bed.
the people say it's
I
very
find that weird.
yeah. No, it's very how to say it, because the thermogenesis is very high, right, for the protein. So then
I
people
mean, it's
think
like
that
food, like, yeah.
yeah, you
Yes.
feel full and then you will feel more the heaty effect, like the body will be. I felt that during some competition, if you eat protein high before sleep, sometimes it feels like that, or drinking protein shake before I sleep, right? That feels often.
Hmm.
So I avoid.
It's advisable to actually eat somewhere between 1 to 2 hours at least before you go to bed, because you want to give your body time to actually
Digest.
digest the food.
Yeah.
If not, you're going to feel all that heat and all that sweating and all that stuff, before you go to bed. It's going to seem extremely disgusting. But
Obviously, yeah, like we are not asking you not to eat late night, but not because you're going to get fat. No,
no,
doesn't matter. If you're going to eat while you are sleeping, also can, no problem. Go ahead. You don't mind that. Please go ahead, sleep while you're sleeping. Eat while you're sleeping. There's no going to have effect on your fat gain as long as you're in calorie deficit.
liquidate your food, right? Liquidate your food, put it
And then
put it in a jug next to you, and then
drinking while
ah,
sleeping.
man.
What does protein have? It's what protein sitting and you need whey protein. Obviously, everyone knows that. Not exactly
Ah,
known.
they say vegan protein is better than animal protein.
Oh, protein is protein lah.
But they say, why are you eating animal protein? Take vegan protein. Take
Mm.
vegetarian protein.
Vegan protein. A lot of there's a concern about soy protein where people men tend to have a lower testosterone level when they eat soy protein. Actually,
What soy are you eating?
yeah, like no, there is a evidence actually. Like, I've checked some of the research. The latest
Yeah,
one,
but
if
that's
I'm
like an overdose of soy anyway, bro.
yeah, a
That's
lot
like
of soy.
that's like a lot of soy. If you're eating like
Uh,
3-4 packets of soy a day,
yeah,
bro,
then
for
because
years, then yes.
it's like there is a phyton in the soy that causes testosterone to convert to androgen. There is evidence in mice, okay, rats. They did, I think this is the latest research, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there is a significant amount of change in testosterone level, but it is like one thing is done on mice. So, and the dosage was a lot to give it to mice.
Yeah.
So, unless you take tons of soy product, it's like you have to take a lot of soy in order for you to be in that situation. So I don't think so anyone will take that much of soy, obviously. And the suggested for now, since there's no strong evidence, that you try not to exceed like 50 to 60 gram of protein that you take from soy per day for the guys. So that's like for the guys lah. Because female doesn't have this problem because they already have the androgenous high. But yeah, guys,
They already want to be females.
yeah, if you want to be like in a safer side for yourself, yeah, obviously. But I don't really, sometimes it's very hard for me to believe whenever people say a specific food will change your hormonal behavior, because whenever a specific food going to change in the perspective of the hormone, but it's going to take a lot of things, like because your body does a lot of things in order for the body to regulate the hormone, right? Always.
Yeah.
Even the food causes you to decrease in specific hormone, but obviously it's going to increase back so that it is in optimal level.
Simply, when you take sugary stuff, right,
Yeah,
you're gonna
it's
have insulin spikes.
yeah,
So it's going to
obviously.
be in like a split second thing.
Yeah,
Within like what, 15-20 minutes, it's gonna be back down.
that's the thing. That's for me to hard for me to accept sometimes a specific food that will cause the hormonal change. So this iso pattern thing, soy, go ahead, you can eat it, and complete or incomplete protein that you get from veggie vegan proteins. They say that it's the amino acids are lacking in uh, what veggie protein sources. It's actually there are some amino acid branches that sometimes missing in certain foods, but it is not going to affect that much. Don't worry. If you are worried about that a lot, I suggest to include more varieties in your veggie protein sources. So there's, yeah, obviously there's a lot. There's soy protein, there's tempeh, there's what else we have, peas, cheese, milk, all these things you can include in your routine, in your diet, so that you get the complete
Yogurt.
yogurt, Greek yogurt. You will get a complete diet of protein, so you don't need to worry about it. Obviously it doesn't affect. What else vegan protein that I have heard? I think these are the things that I've heard before.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing else actually. These are the things. Protein, obviously, protein is protein. Don't compare. Obviously, you can build muscle when you're vegan. No problem. There's tons of people that have done that. Just go ahead. If you want to be vegan, no problem. Roman is going to be
Yeah,
vegan
but don't
soon.
go be a preacher and say that vegan protein is better than animal
Yeah,
protein and
don't.
stuff like that. Like, it doesn't matter, please, lah.
I
Please,
have
lah.
there have been people who say they saw a documentary in Netflix. This happens, I think 1 or 2 years back. There's a documentary in
Ooh,
Netflix,
yeah,
the vegan
yeah,
diet thing. So it causes a lot of changes and everything. Let me say something. If your nutrition and training basis knowledge is based on a documentary done by in Netflix, you are definitely are not doing the research properly for yourself, I would say.
yeah. Because I think it was an athlete or something who
Not actually
actually
athlete.
went on vegan.
It's not athletes. It's a full show actually. It's like
Ah,
yeah, the athletes change, the performance increase, blah blah blah. The sperm count
yeah,
increase, the testosterone improve, blah, so blah, everything. Like I said, if your knowledge is based on a Netflix documentary, you need to check on yourself also. Because it's a documentary. There's a reason why it's called documentary. A lot of people are very hooked on the documentary. Documentary is done by people who want you to watch the documentary. Understand? It's like a movie that people are doing so that you will watch. So that's why. And I did research based on the documentary. You know what happened? So what I found was after this all happened, and then I checked who is the producer, and then the producer is one of the biggest crop supplier, some kind of vegetable supplier for the producer. So and then I thought, okay,
காசு பாக்குறதுக்கு அவன் பண்றான்.
so
அப்பா.
you need a lot of reading and practice that you have to do. So whenever you get some information, do proper research.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all for protein. I don't think so. There's more topic that we covered protein. And yes, we need some suggestion for our topics. We are running out of
You're running out of topics.
I'm not sure what to talk in the next episode also. So you guys, if you guys have
You know what we do, bro? Instagram, we put poll.
poll.
Your gym account, your account, my account. We put suggestion.
That's why suggestion. We'll have some questions, right? So
என்ன கேவலமா ஏதாச்சும் கேட்டாங்கன்னா நான் பண்றது ஆகிட்டு போக வேண்டியதுதான்.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching and listening to EvoPod. Thanks for the support always, and see you guys next episode. Signing off, Skip
And Ruben.